Your heart is trying to tell you something right now. And if you ignore it, the consequences could be devastating. I learned this the hard way, and what I'm about to share with you could literally save your life. Most people think heart disease announces itself with a dramatic heart attack. That's what I thought too. But the truth is far more subtle and far more dangerous. Your body sends warning signals months, sometimes years, before a major cardiac event. The question is, are you listening? I want you to think about something for a moment. When was the last time you truly paid attention to what your body was telling you? Not just when something hurt badly enough to make you stop. But those quiet whispers. Those subtle changes. Those moments when something felt just slightly off. Here's what changed everything for me. I started viewing my body not as something I owned, but as something I was responsible for stewarding. Like a precious gift entrusted to my care. And that shift in perspective made all the difference. Let me tell you about the first warning sign I missed. It was so simple, so ordinary, that I brushed it right past it. Fatigue. Not the kind of tired you feel after a long day. This was different. This was a bone-deep exhaustion that didn't improve with rest. I'd wake up after 8 hours of sleep feeling like I hadn't slept at all. I blamed stress. I blamed age. I blamed everything except what it actually was. My heart was struggling to pump blood efficiently, and my body was paying the price. Every cell in my body was running on less oxygen than it needed. But fatigue wasn't the only sign. There was also the shortness of breath. At first, it only happened during intense exercise. Then it started happening when I climbed stairs. Eventually, it happened when I walked across a parking lot. The progression was so gradual that I normalized each stage. That's the insidious thing about early warning signs. They creep up on you. They become your new normal. You adjust your life around them instead of recognizing them for what they are. Red flags waving frantically, trying to get your attention. Now let's talk about chest discomfort. And in being very specific with that word. Discomfort. Not pain. Most people wait for crushing chest pain. But early heart disease often presents as pressure, tightness, or a squeezing sensation. It might feel like indigestion. It might feel like anxiety. I remember describing it to a friend as feeling like an elephant was sitting on my chest. But it would come and go. It wasn't constant. So I convinced myself it was stress. I convinced myself it was nothing. I was wrong. My coronary arteries were narrowing, and my heart was crying out for help. Here's another sign that's often overlooked. Swelling in the legs, ankles, or feet. When your heart isn't pumping effectively, fluid builds up in your lower extremities. I noticed my shoes felt tighter by the end of the day. I saw indentations from my socks that lasted for hours. I thought it was just part of getting older. But it wasn't. It was my heart failing to move blood efficiently through my body. It was fluid retention caused by weakened cardiac function. It was my body's way of saying something is seriously wrong here. Pay attention. Dizziness and lightheadedness are also crucial warning signs. Your brain needs a constant supply of oxygen-rich blood. When your heart can't deliver that supply consistently, you feel dizzy. You feel faint. You might even experience brief moments where everything goes dark around the edges. I had several episodes where I had to grab onto something to steady myself. Where the room seemed to spin for just a second. Where I felt like I might pass out. Each time, I found an excuse. I stood up too fast. I hadn't eaten enough. I was dehydrated. I refused to connect the dots. Let me tell you about an often ignored symptom that's particularly important. Jaw pain, neck pain, or pain in the upper back or arms. Heart disease doesn't always present as chest pain. Sometimes the discomfort radiates to other areas. This is called referred pain, and it's incredibly common. I experienced a persistent ache in my left arm and shoulder. It would come and go. It felt muscular. I tried massage. I tried stretching. I tried pain relievers. Nothing worked because the problem wasn't muscular. The problem was cardiac. My heart was sending distress signals through nerve pathways. Digestive issues can also signal heart problems. Nausea, indigestion, heartburn, or abdominal pain. The vagus nerve connects your heart and your digestive system. When your heart is in distress, it can trigger gastrointestinal symptoms. I dealt with what I thought was chronic acid reflux for months. I changed my diet. I took antacids. I elevated the head of my bed. The symptoms persisted because they weren't digestive in origin. They were cardiac. My body was trying desperately to communicate through every channel available. And I kept misinterpreting the message. Now here's something that surprised me when I learned it. Excessive sweating, especially cold sweats that occur without physical exertion. Your body activates its stress response when your heart is struggling. This triggers sweating as part of the fight or flight mechanism. I would wake up in the middle of the night drenched in sweat. I would break out in cold sweats during normal daily activities. I attributed it to hormones, to stress, to anything except heart disease. But my body was literally screaming that something was wrong. Irregular heartbeat or palpitations are another critical warning sign. Your heart might flutter. It might skip beats. It might race suddenly. These arrhythmias can indicate various cardiac issues. They're your heart's electrical system malfunctioning. They're not something to dismiss or normalize. I felt my heart racing at random times. Pounding so hard I could see my chest moving. Skipping beats in a way that made me catch my breath. Each episode lasted only seconds or minutes. So I told myself it was anxiety. It was caffeine. It was anything but what it actually was. Here's what finally made me take action. I was playing with my grandchildren, and I couldn't keep up. Not in the way that older people naturally slow down, but in a way that felt wrong. Profoundly wrong. I was breathless after minutes. My chest felt tight. I felt dizzy. And in that moment, something clicked. All these symptoms had been dismissing, normalizing, explaining away. They weren't separate issues. They were all connected. They were all pieces of the same puzzle. They were all my body's way of telling me my heart was in trouble. I went to my doctor the next day. I had tests done. Stress test. Echocardiogram. Cardiac catheterization. The results were sobering. Significant blockages in multiple coronary arteries. Early stage heart failure. I was, according to my cardiologist, lucky to be alive. Lucky because I finally listened. Lucky because I acted before a major cardiac event. Lucky because I started viewing my body as something worthy of stewardship. Something that deserved my attention, my care, my respect. Stewardship means being a responsible caretaker. It means paying attention to warning signs. It means not dismissing symptoms because they're inconvenient or scary. It means honoring the gift of your body by taking care of it properly. Your heart is an incredible organ. It beats roughly 100,000 times every single day. It pumps about 2,000 gallons of blood. It works tirelessly from before you're born until the moment you die. It deserves your attention. It deserves your care. So what should you do if you're experiencing any of these warning signs? First, don't panic. But also, don't ignore them. Make an appointment with your doctor. Be specific about your symptoms. Write them down if you need to. Include when they happen, how long they last, what makes them better or worse. Second, know your risk factors. Family history of heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, smoking, obesity, sedentary lifestyle. The more risk factors you have, the more vigilant you need to be about warning signs. Third, advocate for yourself. If your doctor dismisses your concerns, get a second opinion. You know your body better than anyone else. If something feels wrong, trust that instinct. Insist on appropriate testing. Your life might depend on it. Fourth, make lifestyle changes now. You don't have to wait for a diagnosis to start taking better care of your heart. Eat more vegetables and fruits. Reduce processed foods. Exercise regularly. Manage stress. Get adequate sleep. Stop smoking. These changes benefit everyone. Fifth, understand that early detection saves lives. Heart disease is the leading cause of death worldwide. But it's also one of the most preventable and treatable conditions when caught early. Those warning signs your body sends are opportunities. Opportunities to intervene before it's too late. I want to share something my cardiologist told me that really stuck. He said the body is always communicating. Always sending signals. The question is whether we're receiving them. Whether we're paying attention. Whether we're willing to act on what we hear. Listening to your body isn't weakness. It's not hypochondria. It's not overreacting. It's stewardship. It's taking responsibility for the one body you'll ever have. It's honoring the gift of life by protecting it, nurturing it, caring for it properly. Think about it this way. If someone gave you a priceless work of art to care for, you'd pay attention to any signs of damage. You'd take immediate action if you noticed cracks or deterioration. You'd consult experts. You'd do whatever was necessary to preserve it. Your body is infinitely more valuable than any work of art. It's the vessel that carries you through life. It's the only one you get. Doesn't it deserve at least as much attention and care as you'd give to a painting? I've been managing my heart disease for 3 years now. Medication. Lifestyle changes. Regular monitoring. It's not always easy. But I'm alive. I'm here. I get to watch my grandchildren grow up. I get to experience life. All because I finally started listening. The warning signs were there for years. I just wasn't paying attention. I wasn't practicing stewardship. I was taking my body for granted. Assuming it would always work. Always function. Always be there. Until suddenly, it almost wasn't. Don't make the same mistake I did. Don't wait until you're on the edge of a major cardiac event. Don't dismiss those subtle signals your body sends. Don't normalize symptoms that aren't normal. Don't explain away warning signs that deserve investigation. Your heart is talking to you right now. It's telling you whether it's healthy or struggling. Whether it's strong or weakening. Whether it needs help. The question is, are you listening? Really listening? Stewardship of your body starts with attention. With awareness. With a willingness to acknowledge when something isn't right. It continues with action. With seeking help. With making changes. With doing whatever is necessary to protect and preserve your health. I'm sharing my story because I want you to have a different outcome than I almost had. I want you to catch warning signs early. I want you to act before it's too late. I want you to practice stewardship of your body, your heart, your life. Your body is always communicating. The warning signs are there. The question is, will you listen? Will you act? Will you honor the gift of your body by taking care of it? I hope you will. Your life might depend on it.